Today we're going to go over the sales that we had over this Memorial Day weekend on our eBay store. It wasn't a ton of sales. I think we only did like 9. Let me know how your store did. I didn't run a huge sale. We already had a previous like 50% off sale on the stuff that's like 6 months or older. We had a 15% off sale for anything from 90 days to 6 months. And then before 90 days, we had a 10% sale. So that's a sale that we had over this weekend. We also did have a couple sports card sales, but what I decided to do is keep that side of the business separate from this one because I noticed that a lot of people that are into like the storage units and eBay selling and stuff like that are not really into the sports cards. So I decided to keep that part separate. If you are into sports cards, you want to follow my journey over there. I'm gonna be opening packs, picking up cards from like local Facebook marketplace sales, flipping them on eBay and other sites and stuff like that. So if you are interested in that kind of content, make sure you check out this channel right here. I just started that second channel exclusively for sports cards. So here's the first thing that sold right here. These are some nano pads, some earbuds. A lot of this stuff is not high priced items. These are all stuff that we found in storage units, and usually like 1 or 2 big items will sell from the storages, and all this other stuff is just profit that adds up. So you'll see a lot of stuff that's like $5 and under, $10 and under. So a lot of this stuff is not huge profit, but it just adds up. So here's the first sale right here. These sold on eBay for $4.90 plus shipping. Now we originally had these listed at $8.30 or something like that, but I made a mistake of putting the wrong charger on these earbuds and it wasn't lighting up. And someone had sent me an offer for like $7. And I countered $4.90. Yeah, I went lower on the price because I told them that it wasn't charging. And they ended up buying them anyway. And then after that, I found a different charger and it did end up working. So I was just using the wrong charger. But it's not a big deal. $4.90. Again, this is all profit. We've already made our money back from this storage unit. And we also have a second pair as well. I ended up taking this one down because of the same issue with the charging. But after I figured it out, we're going to go ahead and relist it. We're going to put this one at the same price for about $8 to $9. Now, the next thing that we sold are some vintage 1948 Scrabble pieces. We found a bunch of board games in one of the units. They were all vintage. Again, this is 1948. We decided to part it out. The game board we're selling separate. And then these are all the tiles and like the little things that hold them right there. This set sold for $8.34 plus shipping. So we got a total of $13.92. I could have sold the whole thing with the board and everything all together, but by parting it out, I think we're making like an extra $5 to $7. And plus it's easier to ship just this than the entire game board. So making a couple extra dollars and it's easier to ship, I'll definitely take it. The next thing that sold, we've been selling a lot of these. These have been moving fairly quickly. These are some Dallas Cowboy pins from 2004. I think we had over 20 of these and we've already sold a handful of them, and we still have all of these left right here. We got this little bag and then we have some attached to this board right here. These are some really cool pins commemorating some big events in the Dallas Cowboys history. This one right here sold for $13 plus shipping. On average, that's what all of these pins have been selling for us, about $12 to $14. And obviously these are really easy to ship. We just put a little bit of bubble wrap in them, throw them in a bubble mailer, and these are good to go. So a nice little profit on these, and we still have tons of these to go. And then next up, we have this guy right here. This is the Donald Duck Scentsy Buddy. This is the one where you put like the little scent packs in the back. We got this at Savers, honestly, about 6 months ago, so it has been sitting around for a while. This one sold for $10 plus shipping. So I think we made a total of about $17 on this one right here. Again, this is another easy ship. Go ahead and throw it in a bubble mailer or just a poly bag, and this will ship really easily. Next up is another Savers item. This one we've also been selling a lot of these. This one is a Beyblade. My wife actually found a big bag full of these at Savers. I think we had a total of like 16 at one point, and you can see the price tag is still on there. Let's see if I can flip this around. Let's see if it focuses. $3.49 we paid for a whole bag of Beyblades. And this one right here sold for $13.41 plus shipping. We're already way in the profit on these. And then again, we still have, I think, 3 or 4 more in here. We might have a couple more on the shelves over here, but again, the same theme, another easy shipper. We'll throw some bubble wrap on this, throw it in a bubble mailer, and this one's good to go. So again, we're not making huge profit on these items, But something like this and like the rest of the stuff that we've been selling, you take a couple pictures of this, it probably takes like a minute to list. And then once it comes to shipping, you throw it in a bubble mailer. And I mean, for $10, $13, 5 minutes worth of listing and shipping, I'll definitely take stuff like this all day. And next up, this is another storage unit find. This is a vintage 1965 Tupperware mat. It's like a vinyl mat that you cut on, I guess, and it has like recipes and stuff like that. This one sold for $7.65 plus shipping. And again, we'll just go ahead and fold this up, throw it in a bag, and ship this one off. So $7 plus shipping on that one. And the last thing that sold over the weekend is this lot of Mary Kay items right here. These are called sugar scrubs. I'm guessing it's some kind of like shower gel. I actually got these for free at the place I used to work at. We used to clean out houses and work on them. And while I was cleaning it out, I saw in one of the back rooms it had a whole tub full of Mary Kay stuff. We listed these on eBay. Someone ended up buying a total of 4 of them for $32.44 plus shipping. So we're gonna end up making a nice little $25 profit or so off of this free item. And the rest of the stuff that sold were all sports cards. So again, if you want to go ahead and see that, jump over to the other channel. I'm going to make a separate video of the cards that sold over there. But that's going to do it for today's video. I just wanted to quickly go over the stuff that sold before we pack this up and go ahead and ship it off. But let me know in the comments below how your store did over the Memorial Day weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.